Hi, I'm Peter Quintal with Dennis and Yachting, and today I'd like to take you on board one of my favorite boats, a 2019 9X Pershing. She goes by the name of the Wolf. She is incredibly fast. We did a drone video shoot today and the drone was struggling to keep up. So we had to back it down to about 30 knots so the drone could chase us. At 41 knots, we lost the drone in the dust. With the Wolf, it's not all about the speed, but it's how striking this boat is when you're pulling up in a marina or you're flying by some of your friends at 35 knots throwing a 30-foot rooster tail. So obviously we've got a lot to cover on the exterior of this boat and all the awesome spaces, but we're also going to touch on the softer side of things like the interior. To me, one of the most outstanding interior spaces of the vessel is the salon and bar area. The ability to seat at least 10 to 12 people in this space, it's amazing for entertaining. On a cool night, you can drop down the back bulkhead window glass and bring the inside outside and the outside inside. We're going to start today's tour on the stern of the Wolf, on the large swim platform. Jump off, go for a swim, or just hang out on the floating beach. The platform that I'm standing on actually is part of the integrated garage system that conceals your Williams 395 jet tender and your other water toys. The advantage of having all your water toys in the garage is they're protected from the elements and/or they can't grow legs. I'd like to just tap back onto the fact of the performance of this yacht. She has an effortless cruise speed of 30 to 35 knots, yet she tops out somewhere in the range of 40 to 42 knots, depending upon sea conditions and how the boat's weighted down. The Wolf is powered by a pair of 16 V2000s that are 2,638 horsepower each, which provides you with that high cruise, blistering top end. To accompany the engines in the machine space, you've got two generators on the aft bulkhead with sound shields. This gives you ultimate quiet throughout the cabin. In addition, in the engine room, you've got your electrical converters. So if you're traveling to the islands or you want to ship the boat to the Med, she has global electric. There's also a water maker system down there, complete with all of your hydraulics. So everything is serviceable in one location. Heading up to the Flybridge here, you'll see the abundance of space for outdoor entertaining. Just imagine yourself cruising to the Bahamas up here and watching the dolphins swim up alongside of the boat. It's an absolutely incredible experience. This area is one of your primary stations for driving the boat. You have triple helm seats here, a hydraulic helm that raises and lowers to conceal your electronics and your gauges. And most important for seamless docking, you have a Zenta joystick docking system. Just after the helm, you have this massive sunpad area for 4 guests. In addition to the huge sunpad area, you've got this wonderful aft seating area, which is great for hanging out and watching sunsets, drinking a bottle of champagne, or having a glass of your favorite scotch. A very special feature that this Pershing 9X has is an actuated arch to lower the mast down to get underneath the Sag Harbor Bridge up in New York or the Erie Barge Canal Bridge. Coming down to the aft deck, I'd like to check out this space with you. You have a huge sun pad out here for easily 4 to 5 guests to lay out. For quick access to your water toys or line and fender storage, this hatch takes you right down into the tender garage. You can have breakfast here, maybe a mid-afternoon lunch. You have shade protection. Most important, when you're humming along at 35 knots, throwing a 30-foot rooster tail, this is the spot to be. For the crew purposes and for guests, to keep everybody hydrated and fed, they have a split system on the cockpit here. Under here you have a cockpit griddle accompanied by a drop-in beverage cooler, and you have a sister cooler on the starboard side, right next to the cockpit sink. If you've been on board a Pershing, then you know about these doors and how it opens up the salon. If you haven't, then I'm going to show you how right now. This is a really heavy-duty door with a very stout handle that also has a braking system in case you're out at sea, but it slides into this pocket to open this space up. What's really wonderful about it is you can lower the windows down So you can bring the inside of the boat outside or the outside of the boat inside. You have unparalleled views and open conversation with everybody. Entering into the salon here, I'm going to check out this space. Starboard side, you've got this big wraparound sofa with expandable table, so you can have breakfast here, or you can sit around with 8 to 10 guests and have cocktails. Just opposing the sofa, you've got a high-low TV built into a cabinet that carries that same stamped leather pattern that you'll see in the lower cabin levels. Underfoot, you've got wide plank composite flooring, keeps your feet cool, and low maintenance for the crew. Just after the helm seats, you'll notice the optional wet bar area. This area consists of 3 bar stools, a sink, ice maker, and a beverage cooler. Before we head up to the helm, I'd like to head down to the crew area where the captain and the crew call home while they're away from the dock. At the foot of the stairs, you have your main engine room access door right in front of you. Just to the left of the access door, you have your front loader stackable washer dryers. Continuing forward, it brings you into the galley area and the crew mess. This shared space has a chef's galley with large side-by-side refrigeration. To the starboard side, you have the over and under crew bunks. To the port side is a captain's quarter. Each both have ensuite heads. Now that we've taken a look at where the captain spends his evenings while away from home, I'd like to show you where he spends most of his time during the day. The primary lower station consists of triple 24-inch displays and a 16-inch display. You have full controls for your engines, your Zenta joystick docking system, and your drive controls. Just to the left of the helm under the centerline display, you have your Seakeeper controls and also your Lumishore underwater light controls. The key features of why the current owners purchased this yacht is that the previous yacht had a very deep draft and they felt limited on where they could actually travel, whether it was in Florida Keys or the Bahamas. So they decided to go with the Pershing 9X simply because of the fact of the high cruise ability for the boat and shallow draft. They're not restricted on anywhere they want to go with only a 5-foot draft. Heading down the stairs here at 3 steps down, behind this hidden pocket door on the starboard side features a day head. Wrapping up here at the day head, I'm going to continue down to the master cabin, just a couple of steps down. Entering into the master cabin on the Wolf, you'll notice how big this cabin is on an express yacht. The natural light pouring in through these massive hull-side windows is just insane. The detail work throughout the vessel is second to none. This is a stamped leather snakeskin pattern that is carried throughout all of the lower cabinetry in the cabins here. You have ample closet space and dresser space throughout the boat, so you can leave a week's worth of clothes on board. Double closets over here, all lower cabinetry here at the foot of the bed and up the starboard side. This boat actually has what we call Jack and Jill heads. You have privacy heads on either side and then a massive shower in the middle. We're going to head up towards the guest cabins. Check out the port side queen cabin. Coming in here, you'll notice a big hull windows for natural light. It is a marine queen bed, so it's comfortable for your guests. You have natural airflow coming through the port light over here, tastefully decorated. You have double closet over here, and then a walk-in head with separate shower. Continuing on, we're going to check out the starboard side cabin. What I like about this cabin is that the beds are on equal level and they're side by side versus an over and under bunk bed. This is comfortable for younger kids or even adults. We're going to wrap up the lower level in the signature VIP cabin. You'll notice an offset Marine Queen berth that offers you a ton of space in here and additional sofa area. At the foot of the bed, you have a Samsung built-in TV, tons of closet space on the aft bulkhead. When guests stay on board, this is the cabin they all fight for. We're going to wrap up today's tour on the foredeck. This is one of my favorite spots on this boat. The space for entertaining is second to none. You've got an abundance of space up here for easily 12 guests to have a good time, watch the sunset, go for an evening cruise. We have removable sail shades that take about 10 minutes to set up and break down. carbon fiber poles so they're very lightweight. And they all store in this massive bow garage that is hidden underneath the sun pads here that you can see here. Forward of the large garage area and seating is a outdoor cocktail dining space. This is a wonderful area to hang out, cruising 8 to 10 knots up and down the intercoastal, having cocktails with your friends and family. And you have peace of mind with the oversized bow rail for young children and pets. So just forward of your seating area is ample storage on both port and starboard sides, your ground tackle, so that if you're med moored, you're covered. On behalf of Dennison Yachting and myself, I really want to thank you for taking a tour of the Wolf today. If you'd like to schedule a personal tour, please contact me anytime.